we discussed about HTML. Did you practice HTML at your home? Yeah. So basically HTML helps us to display whatever the contents that we want to show. The next thing is CSS. CSS helps us to give different background color, styling, all those things. So in CSS, what are the things? Let's see. See here, CSS, how I am writing style tag I am using. Okay. Starting with style, ending with style. Okay. Inside HTML only, I am writing CSS here. And here, body, I am giving background color light blue. H1, color white, text align center. So color white, text center align. Okay, paragraph, font family, what type of font size, this much I have given. So now let's make some changes. From light blue, I will change it to pink. Okay, run. See, it got changed. Correct. If I want to make it to black, see, okay. Why this is not coming? This is also, see, for H1 color I have given white. For P color I have not given anything. So default color what it is taking? Black. So that's why it's not displaying. So inside P, if I give color white here, now what will happen? This will also display. Okay. And font size 20 is there. If I change it to 40, okay. See, font size increased. Okay. Fine. So here, text align center is there. So if I put left, okay. See, it came to left. Okay. If I give right, see, it is going to right. Okay. Let me make it center. Okay. It is coming to center. Okay. And color black I have given. Now I will give blue. Now see, blue is coming. Right. So basically the purpose of CSS is to give whatever style that you want to give to your page. Okay. So using these colors, using this left alignment, right alignment, top alignment, bottom alignment, all these things, we can design the page as per our business requirement. Okay, this is the purpose of CSS. Let's do some more things in CSS before moving to the next one. Okay, so first let's go to the exam. Write down what is CSS. For HTML you have noted down, right? Similarly, write down for CSS. What is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. CSS describes how HTML elements are to be displayed on screen, on paper, or in any other media. See, basically, what elements you want to display, that you are going to decide using the HTML, how you are going to display. Okay, in which color, in which style, in which font, those things we will decide using CSS. CSS saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. So see here, here I am in this page. If I click here, I went into a different page. If I click here, I went into a different page. But in all the pages, I am following the same color coding, same structure, right? So if you write at CSS at one place, and you can reuse that CSS so that your entire website will be in sync. Like say for example, in this tab, if I click, it is coming in blue color. In the next tab, it is coming in orange color. It will not be in a organic flow, right? So people will not feel the they will not feel comfortable, right? So that's why every website, every company will have their own pattern, their own style, and everywhere they follow similar structure, similar style. So here they are following this green, black, and green, right? So everywhere they will follow white, black, green, these colors and different styles. So whenever I hover here, just I put my cursor here, it is changing to dark black. dark black, it is changing, right? If I put my cursor here, it is changing to green. So these kind of things, it will remain same everywhere. Okay. Okay. So write down, put the heading CSS, note down the points, put the heading CSS. First, write down these two points. Put the heading CSS and write down these 2 points. Put the heading CSS and write down these 2 points. Done? Done? Okay. Now, after that, write down these points. What is CSS? These 4 points you write down. After you write down this, we will see. This is another style. Style. And have different thing or table or something in HTML, right? So to which HTML element you want to do this styling? First, we need to give that. That is a selector. So here, let's go with the example. So here, style P I am giving. Okay. So for P, this color is applied. Okay. We change to blue. For P, this blue is applied. So this is the HTML element, and for this one, I am giving the style here. Okay. Like this, if we have different HTML, okay. So under this, if I have H1, okay, and I have not given any thing for heading. That's why it is coming in normal black. Okay. But if I give here, instead of P, if I give H1, then see the color is being applied to this one. You're getting my point? So if I want to give for P also and for H1 also, but for H1 I want to give a different color. Okay. So then how will I write? H1. Here I will give green. Okay. And this one I want to give left align. Okay. Now see, H1 should appear in green color and in center. P should appear in blue color in left side. It is coming correctly. If I put it to right, then see, this is coming in blue, right color. This is coming in red, green color. So in this way, first of all, we need to specify to which element you want to apply the style, and for that element, you will apply the style. Okay. Color is a property, and red, green, orange, all these are values for that property. Text align is a property, and left, right, center, these are the values for that property. Okay. Like that, we will have so many properties and values, respective values. Okay. Next, go to CSS selectors. Simple selectors, combinator selectors, pseudocode selectors, pseudo element selectors, attribute selectors, different kind of things are there. This one is the simple selector. Okay. Next thing is you can give ID. The ID selector uses the ID attribute of an HTML element to select a specific element. Like for example, the problem is, okay, I have two paragraphs. Okay. And out of these two paragraphs, I want to apply style for only one paragraph. I don't want to apply for second paragraph. Okay. Normally, in the previous example, what we have done, in the previous example, we just gave P. Okay. Here we have written. And here we have written two paragraphs. Okay. Now, the same style will be applied for both, yes or no? But now what I am doing is, I don't want the style to be applied to the second line. I want the style to be applied only to the first line. Then what can I do? Then here, instead of giving like this, I can give hash something as ID. It can be ABC. This is my ID if I give like that. Wherever this ID is present, okay. So now here I will give ID equal to ABC. Now what will happen? This will apply only to this one. And one more interesting thing is, here I will use H1. Okay. Okay, I'm using H1. Here I'm using H1. Okay. But okay. First let me see. Now normally H1 is coming. Na? So now the same ID, if I use here, will it work? See, wherever this ID is there, at all those places, I will get this same color and center. These are the two things I have given. Is this clear? Is this point? So, if I want to give basic selector, that is nothing but the tag name only we are giving directly. Okay. Or if you don't want to give the basic selector because of some reason like this, okay, at different places you want the thing to element to behave in a different way, then you will use this ID selector. This with this with the help of this ID selector, what happens? Wherever you use the ID, in those places only it will impact. In other places, it will not impact. Okay. Is this clear till this point? Clear this one? Okay. So ID selector. Next one. class selector. Okay, if I want to use a certain class, okay, so wherever I use this class, like ID only, class is also there. Okay, wherever I use class, but if you want to use ID selector, you will use hash some text. For class, you need to write like this: dot name of the class, dot name of the class, and this class name wherever you refer at that places it will come. For example, here if I remove in the second line, if I remove this class, then what happens? This will not be applied and normally it will come. Okay. So then what is the difference between this one and that one? See, the class selector HTML elements with a specific class attribute. To select elements with a specific class, write a period followed by class name. Okay. So this HTML element should be affected. You can also specify only this HTML elements affected by this class. HTML elements can also refer more than one class. Okay. Same HTML element can refer more than one class. So that is class selector. CSS universal selector. If you just write star and if you write this, this will be applied to entire code. Okay. If you just write star, this whatever style you are giving, that style will be applied to the entire each and every element of that page. Okay. If you want like that, then you will go with this one. This is universal selector. After that, the okay. If I want, the paragraph P, oh, I want to apply some, you know, if I want to apply some style to this, I can do this one. We have done this. ID means only for this specific ID. Wherever you use the ID, only there it will work. At other places, it will not work. And here, class. Only in this class, it will work. Other places, it will not work. Class, along with the class, we can use class P dot center. Means what here? I am using P inside this class. You should use class also, P also. Then also, see here, P dot center I have given. Here P is there. So if I give P and also class name equal to center, then only it will work. If I only give P also, it will not work. Okay. Only give class also, it will not work. Okay. If you want like that, different combinations we can do. Okay. Next, universal selector. If you just give star, this applies to the entire page. Okay, this grouping. So if you want H1 and H2 for both, if you want to give the same thing, you no need to write H1 entire thing, H2 entire thing, no need to write H1 comma H2, give and write it at once. That's it, like this. Okay. Set the text color of all P elements to red. Okay. So this is nothing but the one basic thing that we have done here in the beginning. Okay. So now take this table. This is enough. Take this table, write down this table. This is enough. If you don't understand div, no worries. We will discuss. No problem. Div is nothing but a division. Okay. So this division, I want to give this color. This division, I want to give this style. Like that, for applying CSS, we use div. Okay. It is nothing but logically grouping things together. That's it. Like, see how actually to the class, you need to only bring books. But how you are bringing a bag, inside the bag, you are putting books. Similarly, it's like a basket wherein we are collecting things. Okay, for that entire basket, I can give blue color. For that entire basket, I can give such a certain style like that. Okay, so div helps us to do that one. To group elements together, div is the one which helps us. Div is the one which frequently we use in real environments. each one you practice. Go and click and just make some change and observe it. Okay, each one you practice. Complete all these things, then we'll move to the next one. Okay, so if you want to add CSS, we can do that in three ways. Okay, inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. Okay, first let's see the inline CSS. Inline CSS, this is what we have seen. Directly within the HTML code itself, I have written the CSS code by using the style tag. Okay, this is internal. Inline means directly within the HTML element. This is a HTML element, right? Within the element itself, I am giving the style as a attribute. Within the element, I am giving style as a attribute. This is known as inline CSS. This is known as inline CSS. Second one, I am writing style at one place and here I am giving everything and these styles I am applying to this. This is known as internal CSS. Next one is external CSS. It means you will write CSS in a separate file and then you are referring that file in your HTML. See link rel href. So what is this? We have written our CSS in a separate file and stored it somewhere and we are referring that file from here. This is known as external CSS. Okay. So what is inline CSS? Within the HTML element itself, inline CSS, within the HTML element itself, style you are giving in the form of a attribute. This is inline CSS. If you are using style tag and writing all the CSS at one place within the HTML, this is internal CSS. If you are writing your CSS, see this mystyle.css, you have saved this as a CSS file somewhere and that file you are referring here inside your HTML. In an external file, you saved it and you are referring it in your HTML. This is nothing but external CSS. Write down. There are three ways to insert CSS. There are three ways to insert CSS. You write in the reverse order. First inline, next internal, third external. Write down those three. Open this and write down one point for each one. Here it is given, so just write one point for each one. Inline CSS, internal CSS, external CSS. Write 1 point for each one. Okay, example, you see the example, then you will understand. We have seen, right? How to comment in CSS. Like same as our Apex. In CSS also. This is how we do comment. In Apex also we do like this only. /* like that, right? Same. Colors. Whatever color you want, you can give. These are the colors you can give by name. And there are some colors you can give by the color code. RGB you can give, or this is the specific color code for this one. Okay. So you just go through this colors, background, whatever background you want to put, you can put. Okay. Border. Till here, till borders, I want everyone to complete. Margin also very simple. Left side, how much margin I want to give. Right side, how much margin I want to give. Till margin, you complete everyone. Padding, I will tell. What is the difference between margin and padding? Okay, some people might get confused. So all of you complete till margin. Okay. Very simple, very easy, self-explanatory. Okay. Padding, I will explain. What is the difference between margin and padding? I will show you. Okay. Yes, have you completed till margin? See, margin means what we are doing. Okay. Let me click here. Margin means, see, now 70 is there, right? So let me change it to 170. Now see, margin, what it will do? It will do entire block spacing. Okay. I will give you now padding, then you will understand the difference between margin and padding. See, this is the block. Okay. In this block, okay, when compared to the page, okay, this is the entire page. In that, margin means this one. Outside you will get space, and this is one. But in padding, inside the block you will get spacing. Here 70 is there, right? Like if I change it to 20, now what will happen? See, inside the block, okay, inside the block you are getting the difference. Here I will give 100. Now see the difference. Inside the block, if I want spacing, then I will use padding. Outside the block, if I want space, I will use margin. Okay, this is the difference between margin and padding. Outside the block, if you want spacing, then you will use margin. Inside the block, if you want spacing, then you will use padding. Okay, that is the difference between margin and padding. And height, width, all these things. See, here height 50 is there. Na? So if I change it to 150, see the difference. So the block height got increased. Okay. And width 100 is there. Na? So if I reduce it to 50, see now width will reduce to 50%. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. Border 1 pixel solid is there. Na? Border 5 if I give, then border will become thick. See, border became thick. Okay. So that is how we can do colors, settings, all these things. Okay. Box model. So different types of, see, margin, this is margin, this is border, this is padding, this is the content. Is this image is very important. Margin means, see, this is the border. Okay. If you give the border as one pixel, then some small thin line will come. If you increase the border, okay, then this width of the border will increase. If you give more margin, then what will happen? Outside the border, space will come. If you give padding inside the border, space will come. We have done these two things also. Okay. Is this clear? This diagram you note down. You note down this diagram, all of you. Note down this diagram and write these 4 points. That's it. Margin is always transparent and padding is also always transparent. If you want to give color, you can give color to your content, you can give color to the border. Okay. But for margin and padding, you cannot give colors. It is always transparent. So that's why take this diagram and write down those 4 points.